Okay, so many of you are asking why did I open up one of these videos of historic video clips. Well, yesterday, Madam Susan Roces, Laura Flora sa Provinciano, passed away. And I would like to go back to one of my favorite moments ni Susan Roces. And I was just in high school when this happened. So, let's take a deep rewind sa bakit sinabi ni Susan Roces ito and how did it lead to one of the greatest roastings in Philippine politics history. What was Susan Roces' role in all of this? Well, if we are going to go back through 2000, in the year 2002, no, let's go back further, 2001. Uh, there was the so-called EDSA People Power Revolution 2 kung saan natalsik si ERAP and GMA as Vice President rose to power. Fast forward 2002, GMA vowed that she will not run for president, and there are rumors circulating in 2003 that Joseph Estrada's best friend, Fernando Po Jr., will run for president in 2004. Fernando Po Jr. happened to be the husband of Susan Roces. And so, in November of 2004, FPJ, Fernando Po Jr., what's his name? Ronald Alan Kelly Poe Jr., declared his intentions to run as the opposition standard bearer. This is the year 2004. We got an actor, Fernando Po Jr., running for the highest office in the country, and everyone was behind him. Everyone. If Fernando Po Jr. would have run today, he would have been cancelled in the internet. Twitter would explode. Facebook would react negatively. Trolls will prosper. Just like how they preyed on Bong Revilla, just like how they preyed on Robin Padilla. But no, we have Fernando Po Jr., the king of Philippine movies, who doesn't really have a good educational background, running for president in the year 2004, and yet the people are behind him. This as the main figurehead of the opposition. Now, the opposition had a lot of drama back then because there was technically two figureheads in the opposition. FPJ and Ping Lacson. Ping Lacson also want to run for president. And then there was Raul Roco and his Bagong Pilipinas. Raul Roco would have been the Lenny of that era, to be honest. And if there is a grassroots campaign that is strong as back then, Raul Roco would have stand a chance against GMA. And another, Brother Eddie Villanueva, Jesus is Lord. This is the Bangon Pilipinas movement. Yes, that election was the debut of the Bangon Pilipinas movement of Brother Eddie Villanueva and his political career, which also leads to his son Joel Villanueva trajectory towards the Senate in 18 years after. So the 2004 Philippine elections was one of the most important elections in history. You got two opposition figureheads. You got a highly qualified educator in Raul Roco. You got a religious leader in Brother Eddie Villanueva. And then you also had Eddie Hill, which is a nuisance candidate, but he is the most special, most famous nuisance candidate of all time. Now, where did Gloria factored into this? Well, Gloria changed her mind in late 2003 and she will run for president. The incumbent president of the Philippine Republic will run for office in 2004. How was that possible? Well, there is a loophole in the Constitution that if you were that you did if you that because since Gloria got into power by being vice president, she's still eligible for elections as president. So there were many disqualification cases filed for Gloria to prevent her from running, and there were also many disqualification cases for FPJ, not because of his qualifications, no, but because of his citizenship. FPJ was so good that the main argument for FPJ to get disqualified was his citizenship. That is how much of a threat Fernando Po Jr. is. And when the polls closed in May, it was a winner. The winner was declared. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo is still the president of the Philippines. Now, events that prospered in 2004, Fernando Po Jr. died in December 2004. And this sparked a like a fire in the hearts of the Filipinos. His burial was like a campaign grounds back then. Alam ko inabot pa nga ng gabi yung living ni FPJ noon. Tapos pinainom pa nga ng Sprite yung kabayo eh. I don't know if there are historical footage, but I can attest to that. Pinainom yung Sprite ng kabayo. That's how many people attended FPJ's funeral. And fast forward 2005, we got Samuel Ong. He is the like the deep throat, siya yung whistleblower ng Hello Garcia scandal. He possesses the mother of all tapes na binigay niya kay Ignacio Bunyi, and this was revealed to be Gloria calling a COMELEC official in the name of Virgilio Garciliano. Hello Garci. And the rest is history. So what happens here? Why is Susan Roces very, very mad? Well, at the cost of her husband's life during the elections, of course, FPJ suffered a loss. He got stroke. We got an emotional Susan Roces here who found out that the cheating allegations in 2004 has concrete evidence. And what does the president have to say for herself? Okay, we need to pause that. We are in the wrong speaker. I'm sorry. So this is the beginning of the video.
Ang sinungaling ay kapatid ng magnanakaw.
As you recall, the election canvassing process was unnecessarily slow, even after the election results were already in and the votes had been counted. I was anxious to protect my votes, and during that time, had conversations with many people, including a COMELEC official. My intent was not to influence the outcome of the election, and it did not.
Arrogante.
So, Gloria openly admitted, GMA openly admitted that she did call a COMELEC official, and that her conversation was wiretapped by an ex-NBI official because she was anxious. She wants to know if she's leading, and if you Google the script of Hello Garci, it is like a message. It is a conversation between GMA and Virgilio Garciliano, asking about how many votes does Gloria got in Lanao, and Virgilio Garciliano was said he's onto it. So what does he is onto it? Ako na po bahala, ma'am. What does that mean? What was that phrase mean? So what does Susan Roces have to say for that?
Siya. Arrogante. Hindi niya isinaalang-alang ang damdamin ng nakararami. Manhid.
Now you can tell, obviously this is a my scriptong speech si Susan Roces. But you can see the pure emotion in her tone of voice. Pagkasabi niya manhid, di daw niya tinatanggap yung sorry. I think she is crying inside. And she spewing up that sorrow in her into anger sa president. And that what's make a good promo by Susan. A good microphone work. Let's continue the video.
Nagagambala ko. Maliwanag na may kakulangan sa wastong pagpapasya ang nangyaring pagtawag sa telepono. Pinagsisisihan ko ito ng lubos. Pinanagutan ko ng lubusan ang aking maginawa at humingi ako ng tawad sa inyo sa lahat ng mabutihing mamamayan na nabawasan ang tiwala dahil sa mga pangyayaring ito.
Mrs. Arroyo.
And just like that, Gloria is asking for forgiveness because she happened to tamper on a Comelec official because of her anxiousness to know how many votes she got on a certain province. What does Susan Roces have to say for that?
Habang pinagmamasdan kita sa iyong paghingi ng paumanhin sa amin, sa taong bayan, kitang-kita ko sa iyong mga mata. Hindi nang gagaling sa iyong puso ang iyong paghihingi ng sorry.
I recognize
Hindi galing sa iyong puso ang iyong paghingi ng sorry. I mean, if you look at Gloria's face here, she looks like she's reading up from a teleprompter. So I can see where Susan Roces is going. And the truth hurts. Okay? And what does Gloria have to say about this?
that making any such call was a lapse in judgment. I am sorry.
Hindi
And the infamous I am sorry statement has been spoken. That became like a meme. If there was a meme in 2005, 2006, I don't know the year, but I was in second year high school nung nangyari yan. And in the end, we got this satisfying promo which deliberately killed Gloria Macapagal Arroyo sa mikropono. Susan Roces roasted Gloria with this line.
hindi ko matatanggap ang iyong sorry.
I want to close this chapter and move on with the business of governing.
The gravest thing that you have done is you have stolen the presidency, not once, but twice!
And that was the best roast in Philippine politics. One of the best roasts na narinig ko, maliban kay Miriam. And it was brought down by the widow of Fernando Po Jr. So what happened after this? So clearly Gloria tampered with an election, with a Comelec official to know ilan yung boto niya. So was she impeached? No. Why? Because the Congress back then, para ma-move yung motion of impeachment, Gloria held the majority. So even though there is a clear evidence, or Gloria made a self-admission that she did tamper with an electoral official to know how many her votes, and the electoral official said he's on it, whatever that means, she wasn't put into trial. No, because she had the Congress, the majority of the Congress on the palm of her hands. And yeah, rest in power, Madam Susan. That was one of the best lines in politics. I should go.